Hello South Shore, welcome back to 3rd grade online with Miss Nazaripour. Today I have a read aloud for you. What you'll need for this read aloud is a pencil and something to write on, either the journal from school or any piece of paper will do. Pause the video, go get all of your supplies and hurry back for reading time. Welcome back 3rd graders. On your paper that you brought, what I would like you to do is take your pencil and write today's date. Today is 3-26-20, and then I would like you to write the word wonderings. So you're going to write on your next blank page the date 3-26-20 and the word wonderings. Next to the word wonderings, or underneath it if you don't have enough room, I want you to write the title of the book we're going to read today, Maddie's Fridge. I'll show you. So go ahead and pause the video until you've written down wonderings and Maddie's Fridge. 3rd graders, as you learned in school, it's really important for good readers to stop and ask themselves questions. Asking questions makes sure that we are tracking what's happening in the book, that we're understanding what the author is telling us, that we're not missing anything, and that we're thinking about how it's going to end. So as we read this book today, Maddie's Fridge, I'm going to stop a couple times and we're going to think about some questions that we have about the book. So today, and this is a very popular book in 3rd grade. I know some of the kids in my class will have read this already. Maddie's Fridge was written by Lois Brandt and illustrated by Vin Vogel. If you have read this, remember, there's no such thing as a good first read. We can always learn more when we read it again closer. Now we look for the blurb on the inside cover just to get our minds ready. There is no blurb, but there's very beautiful pictures. We look for the blurb on the back of the book. There is no blurb. What this is praise for the book, somebody who really liked it and wrote a review. There's no blurb on this book, so we're just going to dive right into reading. Maddie's Fridge. When Sophia and Maddie played at the park, they stretched their toes to the sky, they climbed to the top of the ladder and flew off the end of the slide. They stayed until the buildings grew long shadows and even the taxi stopped honking. And what that means to me, that they played outside until the buildings had long shadows, is that it was probably getting dark. Let's play on the climbing wall, Maddie said. No way, Sophia said. I can't reach. Yes way. Maddie scooted up to the top of the wall. Your turn. Sophia put a foot on the bottom rock, grabbed with one hand and stretched, but she couldn't reach the next hold. Sophia's stomach growled. I give up. Let's get a snack. No way, Maddie said. Let's stay here. Yes way. Sophia ran to Maddie's building and raced up the stairs. Wait, Maddie ran after her. Maddie was the best climber, but Sophia was the fastest runner. So both friends have a razzle-dazzle, something they're really good at. Sophia swung open the door of Maddie's fridge. Sophia swung open the door of Maddie's fridge. What have you got? We have milk, Maddie said. I'm saving it for Ryan. He's still little. Why doesn't your mom go to the store? Sophia asked. But we don't have enough money. But what if you get hungry? We have some bread, Maddie said. I guess I'll go home to eat, Sophia said. Please don't tell anyone, Maddie said. Okay, promise? I promise. So what's happening right here in this story, friends? I can tell that the authors told us that that Maddie doesn't have any food in her fridge, just some milk. And she's asking Maddie's asking Sophia, her friend, not to tell anyone. Now, remember I said good readers ask questions, and I have a big question. I'm wondering why, lost my pen? Got it. I'm wondering why Maddie doesn't want anybody to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. Why doesn't Maddie want anyone to know about her fridge? I'm wondering if this is something the author is going to answer for us as we read the book. Guys, say hello to Lulu. You see her in the back. She was sleeping peacefully. Okay, so let's read on and see if we can find out why the author, why Maddie says she doesn't want anybody to know she doesn't have any food in the fridge. Sophia ran home past the bookstore and grocery store. The sun went down behind the buildings and took all the colors with it. The beautiful illustration. Good timing, Mom said. Dinner's almost ready. Louis was wrestling on the floor with Pepito. Pepito seems to be their dog. Sophia opened the refrigerator door. Pepito peeked inside. Sophia's fridge was full of milk and eggs and tortillas and cheese and lettuce and jam and salsa and tofu and even half a can of dog food. So right now I can tell that Sophia is thinking about the difference between her very well-stocked refrigerator and her friends. Here you go, Mom said. Sophia and Louis each had a plate of fish and rice. Mom had a plate of fish and rice. Even Pepito had his bowl of dog food with a little bit of fish and rice. Maddie and Ryan only had some bread and a small carton of milk. Sophia couldn't tell Mom she had to keep her promise to Maddie. Not fish again, Louis said. I want cheesy pizza bombs. Cheesy pizza bombs are a treat, Mom said. Fish is a good source of protein. Is fish good for kids? Sophia asked. Yes, Mom smiled. Fish is perfect for kids. That night, Sophia had an idea. What's happening right here, do you think? All right. I want you to start thinking, what questions do you have in this part of the book? I want you to come up with one wondering. Just like I came up with a wondering in the beginning, I want you to pause the video and in your journal, underneath where you wrote the title, I'd like you to think about one wondering. When you're done, come on back. Welcome back, third grade. I'm sure you guys thought about a lot of really good wonderings about this book, about this part of the book. I have a wondering. I'm wondering what will happen to the fish in Sophia's backpack. I'm asking the question, I'm asking the wondering, and I'm getting my mind ready to find out what's gonna happen to this fish in the backpack. I bet some of you could make an inference about what's gonna happen to that fish that sits in this backpack, but let's find out. Yuck, Maddie said the next day. Oh, Sophia said, double yuck. Fish may be good for kids, but fish is not good for backpacks. After school, Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia got there first, but Maddie scrambled past her to the top of the wall. Sophia stretched and stretched, Keep trying, Maddie said. You'll get it. I can't. Sophia jumped down. It's too high. That night, Sophia, Louis, and Mom ate frittata. Pepito had his dog food with a little bit of frittata. Maddie and Ryan still had an empty refrigerator. Sophia couldn't ask for help. That would break her promise. She had to try again. Are eggs good for kids? Sophia asked. Not as good as cheesy pizza bombs, Louis said. Cheesy pizza bombs are a treat, Mom said. Eggs are good for you. After dinner, Sophia packed eggs for Maddie and Ryan. So I wonder what's gonna happen to these eggs as they sit out all night in Sophia's backpack. Yuck, Maddie said. Double yuck, Sophia said. Eggs may be good for kids, but eggs are not good for backpacks. Sophia and Maddie reached the climbing wall. Sophia won again, but Maddie shot past her to the top of the wall. Sophia grabbed one hold, reached for the next, and came down with a thump. That happens sometimes, Maddie called. This is impossible, Sophia said. Keep trying, Maddie said. You'll get it. What a good friend Maddie is being. Even though Sophia cannot climb up this wall yet, her friend is still really encouraging her. I would like you to pause the video and now write your second question about what's happening in this book so far. What wonderings do you have? What do you want to know about what's going to happen in the book? Pause the video and then come on back when you're done. You guys, I have a wondering. I bet you guys wrote down lots of good wonderings, and I wonder how many of you want to know this. I wonder, will Sophia ever climb that wall? Oh, and remember, I use question marks at the end of my questions. Periods for a sentence, question marks when you're asking a question. Let's find out. That night, Sophia, Louis, and Mom had burritos. Pepito had his dog food with a little bit of burrito, no salsa. Maddie and Ryan still had an empty fridge. Sophia wished she hadn't promised Maddie. Are burritos good for kids? Sophia asked. Burritos are very good for you, Mom said. Not as good as, Louis started to say. You should pay attention to nutrition like your sister, Mom said. The next morning, Sophia put 2 burritos in her backpack, along with tortillas, beans, cheese, and even some milk. No thanks, Maddie said. You haven't even looked, Sophia said. Is it fish? Maddie asked. No. Is it eggs? No. Is it gross? I don't know, Sophia said. Maddie shook the backpack. Something sloshed. Maddie said, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, go. Burritos are good for kids and good for backpacks too. Do you want some milk? Sophia asked. Thanks, Maddie said, but I'll save milk for Ryan. Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia won as usual and tried to climb. You can do it, Maddie said. Take my hand. Woohoo! I made it to the top, Sophia shouted. We're the tallest kids in the park, Maddie said. Thanks for helping me, Maddie. I couldn't do it alone. Maddie shrugged. That's what friends are for. Third graders, I think what Maddie means when she says that's what friends are for is that friends are there to help and support you and encourage you. After they finished playing, Sophia walked home past the bookstore and the grocery store. She thought and thought and thought. Her own fridge was full of milk and juice and chicken and yogurt and bread and carrots and even half a can of dog food. Maddie's fridge only had 2 tortillas and a cup of beans and a bit of cheese and a little more milk than before. Sophia didn't want to break her promise, but she couldn't help Maddie alone. Sophia told. She hoped Maddie wouldn't be mad. I'm glad you told me, Mom said. Let's see what we can do together. They loaded grocery bags with milk, flour, chicken, carrots, sugar, oil, and even frozen meat and vegetables. Louis pulled his package of cheesy pizza bombs out of the freezer. He thought and thought and thought some more. Then he put his cheesy pizza bombs in Maddie and Ryan's bag. For a treat, he said. What a kind thing brother did. All right, third graders, here's your last and final time. I want you to think of a question that you have, a wondering you have about what's going to happen in this book. Pause the video, write it down. Okay, here's my last question. I wonder how many of you came up with the same question. I wonder if Maddie will be mad at Sophia for breaking her promise. Question mark. There's my last and final question. What do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think Maddie's going to be mad at her friend Sophia for breaking that promise or not? Let's find out. At Maddie's apartment, the moms talked. Louis and Ryan played. Sophia and Maddie ran to the park. You broke your promise, Maddie said. I'm sorry, Sophia said. Are you mad? A promise is important, Maddie said. You're more important, Sophia said. I wanted you to have some milk too. Maddie smiled. Are we friends, Sophia asked. Always, Maddie said. Double always, Sophia said. So we have an answer to my question. Even though Sophia broke her promise because she did it for the right reasons, because she thought her friend was super important, Maddie didn't get mad. Cheesy pizza bombs, Louis yelled. Our moms made cheesy pizza bombs for a treat. It's Louis's best day. Sophia and Maddie raced up the stairs. Sophia slowed down so they could run together. That's what friends are for. You guys, Maddie had a problem. The author presented the problem. She didn't have enough food in her fridge, and the author helped us solve the problem when Sophia got help, breaking her promise even, but she did get Maddie some help. So I have a couple comprehension questions for you. I want you to start off right under where you wrote the questions. You're going to answer these 2 questions. The first one is, what can you infer about why Maddie didn't want Sophia to tell about her fridge? So think about the book. The author doesn't tell us why Maddie chose to ask Sophia to promise not to tell anybody. The author wants you to figure it out. Remember, when we make an inference, we take what we know about the world, our background knowledge, plus evidence from the text, what we see and what we read, to figure out why something is happening. So why do you think that happened? Go ahead and answer that question in your journal. The second question you're going to answer today is, do you think Sophia did the right thing when she told her mom? Why? Or why not? So the two questions you're going to answer, I'm going to show you. You can pause the video. Again, you don't have to write down the whole question. You can use a part of the question in your answer. So for number one, I could say, I can infer that Maddie asked Sophia not to tell because. And for number two, I can say, I think Sophia did the right thing, or I think Sophia didn't do the right thing because. When you answer those questions, take a picture and go ahead and send them to your teacher. You can email them to Mr. Moreno or Miss Bedford. You can text them to me, or you can post them on Flipgrid. I want to say that I know that this is a very unsure time with all of us being home and away from our friends. If there's anything that you need in your home or any supports that you need, or you just want to chat, feel free to reach out. Your teachers are here for you. Lulu is here for you. We want to talk. So if anything's going on at home or you just want to say hi, I got to talk to so many of you guys today and that was so fun for me. Don't hesitate. We're here for you. We miss you and we are hoping that you're safe, that you're happy, that you're healthy, and that you're reading a ton. All right, third graders, talk soon.